another really interesting panel today. We have Billy from Girraphic. Thanks for being with us
for having me
today. First of all, you will present us what is Girraphic, what you're doing, and also we'll talk about projects on which we are collaborating very closely between Mo-Sys and Girraphic. So I think would be nice if you introduce what you do at Girraphic and what you guys do with us as well.
Yeah, of course. So I'm Billy. I look after Girraphic's UK and European team. We have a presence all over the world. So started out in Sydney, moved over to America, then South America, then now Europe and London. So we're kind of a creative broadcast delivery company. So we can do a full scale from creating your channel branding, your on-screen graphics, your virtual studios and augmented reality, right through to the delivery, staffing, hardware, and operations of that. Working primarily in the sports sector, mainly with broadcasters, but also some federations. And yeah, we've got that global presence. So we've really got the ability to, when a client has a creative idea, we've got a 24-hour design and development pipeline. So it can start out in Sydney, they finish up for the day, send it over to London, we carry on to the States and then back around. So we can turn really quick. We're really used to live sporting environments. So lots of data, nice and quick turnaround. Nice. And then the camera tracking and the augmented reality has always been a kind of a big part of our business. So we worked with Mo-Sys for many years. Any situations, indoor studios, outdoor sports fields, we like working with partners that can deliver us a really stable and solid platform, which you guys do really well for us. So
thank you. Before we talk a bit more in depth of projects, first maybe we show a real video of what you guys do, so people get a better understanding of.
Perfect. This has hopefully got a bit of a flavor for some of the Unreal projects that we've worked with.
Yes.
Lots of kind of creating that using Unreal for its strengths. So those really nice looking environments. Really high fidelity, augmented reality graphics. So there's a selection of stuff that we've done over the last few years here, ranging from proof of concepts to live deliveries. This is, all sorts going on back here. But yeah, we've got that team of artists that can make cool stuff. But then we've got the experience of actually delivering it for broadcasters. Everything's got to run in real time.
Talking about the team, so in how many different countries does Girraphic work? Is it like centralized or more?
Yeah, so we've got a spread. The main head office is in Sydney, but with a small team in New Zealand to help with that market. UK is primarily London, but with some outliers and a team in Poland. And then in the States, we're in Denver, Colorado, and then 2 offices down in South America. So we've kind of got that span of almost all time zones. We've got a few individuals that kind of live in between each, but we're a really close company. So we work closely together. Projects, a UK project we might have help from the design team in Sydney, or the technology experience or software development maybe based in Denver to help. Everyone kind of works together, sharing
interesting
capacity.
As well with virtual production. With AR graphics and working in Unreal, is that it can be done also remotely, and you don't need to be on location to have talent working all over the world, right?
Absolutely. And it gives us that when a UK team is delivering a project in the States, then we've got that local team to help with support with any of our hardware, any of our graphics. So yeah, it's a really good, well spread out company.
We've seen some projects here. Is there some projects, for example, in the UK that you want to talk about?
Yeah, so a big client of ours in the UK is TNT. So when the merger came with BT Sport, they retained the Champions League rights, and we worked with them to create 2 green screen studios in their London facility. So an all Unreal virtual studio with some foreground augmented reality graphics as well. And then in 2 of these studios, there are 5 track cameras with the Mo-Sys Star Tracker. So the initial install was managed by Mo-Sys, and we worked closely with WBD to make sure that the hardware was up and running. Provided the render engines for the calibration, and then since then we've worked closely with you guys to, there's been a few studio moves and a few bits and bobs going on. So we work closely with you and WBD to make sure that the kit is maintained and constantly operating at the, largely the Star Trackers there are set and forget. They've been installed. I think they're constantly left on, which is probably frowned upon, but
Okay.
yeah, they just live there and give
Okay.
us great results. So yeah, 2 studios that we use them in. That I think they've got 5 cameras in each of them, and they've got a few other London hubs that have all got Star Trackers as well. So yeah, it's been a great project.
Great. And I mean, other example of collaboration on more on projects and how to also collaborate on creating features. I think the UFC one is also an interesting one because it was really a collaboration on the project itself to develop special features.
That's right. So we've worked with UFC for many years, providing their virtual graphics on some of their big ticket fights. There was an existing. They use a jitter cam, so a jib hung from the ceiling, which we were using before, but with mixed results. Such a long arm. There was quite a lot of bounce, and it wasn't quite good enough. So we came to you guys to try and find a solution that we could work together. A custom build for this jitter camera, which has been great. It's been really well received by the client. From our point of view, it's a lot easier to set up and manage. Initially quite daunting. There's quite a lot of technology that you put into it, but it works with your team in the States to train. So it's fully in our control now. I think you guys provided engineers for the first 2 or 3,
Yes.
and then it's been handed over to us to manage.
Exactly.
So I think that combines a few of your different products from your encoders for mechanical tracking, but with some opticals in there as well. So yeah, like for a big client like UFC, when they come to us and say this isn't good enough, we need something better, we like to be able to come to someone like you to give us a better product.
Nice. And that's the whole aspect of it that is really interesting is this collaboration. And like you said, like having, for us, the goal is that then you can use it yourself and you're really, it's like really quick and easy for the specific job you're doing, in that case, UFC. But what's interesting for us as well is to hear these problematics, these challenges, how we can fix them, but also to be here. Like you said, there was actually also some team even from the London office that stay. I think they did as a 1 or 2 shows with you in the US, because it was really important for us that they are here on the ground, and also as they get feedback from the technology, so we can get that back in the office. So that's a really good collaboration, but also on the research and development side of things, that's really interesting to work on such projects.
Yeah, it's been really exciting to come and see your office. We're both London based, to come in and see the Mo capture stuff. I'm quite excited about that and how we can push that into these virtual studios that we're working on, and seeing the technology that you've got and how we can push that into our productions. Providing cameras and camera tracking isn't always our responsibility, but we quite often have broadcasters or clients come to us and say, we want AR on this camera, but how can we make that work? And that's for us to go out and recommend the best partners to either have an off-the-shelf product or develop something like we have done for the UFC. So
Nice.
it's been a good collaboration so far.
And oncoming projects, of course, we cannot say everything, but what's next? Like, what's the next project you're the most excited about that you're allowed to talk about? Yeah.
We've just been working closely with Amazon on a Thursday Night Football NFL, where we've got some Mo-Sys tracking in there. So that launched this week. So that'll be exciting to see how that progresses. They've got a couple of different track cameras with a few different providers actually, but we're looking to kind of try and take over that. And it was a quick turnaround project, as a lot of ours are. So see how we can kind of influence that. And look, fundamentally, we want the best result, but on a really stable platform. And combining all tracking systems into one provider is the best course for us.
So that's going to be really soon.
That's coming very soon.
That was this week, you said, right?
Yeah,
so
it's a full season long though, so there's a lot more to come.
It's going to be interesting. And in terms of that, but more also in general, like how do you see the future being? Like maybe more use of Unreal, maybe more like you said, like more, of course, more AR graphics, but like maybe more interactivity as well. You were discussing the Mo capture, how we can combine that. What do you?
Yeah, it's the interactivity is not something we're doing a huge amount in the UK yet. I think that's to come. And a lot of our clients are looking to get something, launch for something, and then looking for constant enhancements. I think that a lot of our work, as I said, is in sports. So it's a lot of data-driven content, stats, and graphics for their users to consume. So it's just adding that. What else can they do? You know, whether that's moving around these graphics or holding something up to position, track to the body, that kind of thing.
Even real-time interactivity for the presenter to be able to walk in front of graphics and all this stuff. I think that will be.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's coming next. It's just building on what we've got, and as soon as the new technology comes in, we like to be at the forefront. So we're taking it and testing it, and then able to push it to the client so it goes to air.
Because you were mentioning more capture earlier, and it's interesting because now we have the position of actually the presenter itself in the space, so that's opening a lot of doors.
Absolutely.
I'm sure we're gonna have some interesting project to work on together.
I hope so.
Great. Well, thanks for coming. If you have any question, otherwise, we will.
Yeah, I'll hang around for a bit longer.
Yeah,
and then,
you'll be around and we can chat. And so please feel free to ask any question.
Perfect.
Thanks, Billy. Really good. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.